Wiggins, let's hear from the head coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr.
How do you explain pulling that one out tonight with the 21 turnovers?
Oh, man. Just first of all, it's a hell of a team. You know, they went to the Western Conference Finals without Kawhi last year, and basically the same team. They've added Bledsoe, who was great tonight. Big physical team. After we took the early lead, I just thought they got into us and their physicality bothered us and led to a lot of those turnovers. And for us, I love the way we responded. Second quarter was tough, and we were down 8 early fourth, and I thought our guys just really stuck with it. Draymond and Andre were amazing defensively. Steph Curry was just Steph Curry. There's never been anybody like him. Those last 2 threes were ridiculous. And then I think our fans had a big part in this win. The energy out there was incredible. So I want to thank everybody for coming out, and it's so great to feel that energy for the first time in a couple of years. So great basketball game.
Steve, what did you make of the rugged nature of the fourth quarter? You guys were down 8, but you had the 9-0 run. I think you held the Clippers scoreless for over 6 minutes in that fourth quarter. Just how important was that particular stretch?
Yeah, that was the key stretch for us. They're a very physical team, with PG and Morris, Bledsoe and Jackson are strong guards. They get into you and they come off the bench with man. And, Winslow, they got guys who are going to get into you. So I thought they were the more physical team most of the night, but that fourth quarter stretch for us was the key to the game. I thought Draymond was instrumental in our defense turning up the way it did. And Andre Iguodala, just an amazing basketball player. I mean, after all these years, he's still out there. He and Wiggs really did a great job on Paul second half after he got to us in the first. And so just a fun game, especially early in the season as we're trying to find ourselves. Great to have to suck it up and pull one out like that.
Steve, you're close with the old heads, obviously Steph and Draymond, but Andre's, you get flashbacks when you throw those guys out there, and is it amazing to you that you're closing games? We're going, Andre, get in there, go play, the final 7 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it the last couple of years. I mean, he was a big part of Miami getting to the finals just barely over a year ago. I know it seems weird. There's been 2 NBA finals in the last 12 and a half months, basically. But, Andre was a huge part of that effort for Miami. And so we knew he still had plenty in the tank. And obviously a big part of this season will be pacing him. And we're going to have to, sit him at times and make sure he's ready for the playoffs and healthy. But when you understand the game like he does, and you have that gift in terms of the athleticism and the health of his body, the way he takes care of himself. He's just so smart. He's going to make an impact every night.
Steve, when Steph is pulling those last 2 shots, do you just become like the rest of us, or is there still an impulse to you that is thinking maybe what do you do? Why are you? No. Yes, is that still there, or is it gone now?
No, I never say no. I want him to shoot every time. Jama came up to me after the game and he said, "This may not be new to you guys, but Decky and I were just talking, and this is their first time with the Steph Curry experience, and they were just blown away. And even though we've all been here watching it, I'm still blown away. There's never been anybody like him, and not just the shooting range, but just the competitiveness and the guts, and just amazing player. What a game he had.
Which of those last 2?
And it never gets old, as Steve Kerr says. Steph Curry, that's a graphic right now on our Twitter page at NBCS Warriors. Steph Curry literally on fire. He was a man on fire.
And went to help in the proper rotation. So that's something that I think is important as well. But Dan alluded to this a second ago, Ali. I think the bigger thing is LeBron and AD can win games to an extent on their own. Integrating Russ, to me, remains a more difficult challenge than which role player steps in to shoot threes, to play defense, to play hard on that end. Like, they'll get guys to come in to do that. I think that it's those two that are going to have to figure out Russ as the bigger early season issue.
And that's the plus here, is that those three, when you talk about figuring it out, are healthy.
They're out there right now. And the tricky part is you don't want this stuff to bleed over into, you know, we need more now from Carmelo Anthony. You know, we need more from our older players. Like, that's the really unlucky part about this, is like, we knew injuries were going to be a factor this year. I think people thought it'd be the older players, though, right? It wouldn't be, you know, 20-year-old Taylor Horton-Tucker. Kendrick Nunn's, 26 or something like that, right? Like, we didn't think it would be those guys. So I totally agree. Avery Bradley, huge guy. Getting Wayne Ellington back will help, too. And they're close on that, supposedly. That's what Frank has told us. Now, look, he'll have to get into a rhythm. He was not in one during the preseason. He struggled a little bit, but that's a shooter, not known as a defender, but a guy who's got a lot of experience in this league. I think having him back will help and give them a little stability on the wing right now, but they're really shorthanded.
And good point there. There was positivity on Wayne's front that he is getting closer.
Well, the hamstring's in the back, Allie, but yes.
There was talks of growing pains for the Lakers with the addition, I love you, of Russell Westbrook. And we saw that firsthand in Tuesday's opener. Westbrook scored 8 points, going 4 for 13 from the field, 5 boards and 4 assists. He also had 4 turnovers and was a -23 on the floor. After Tuesday's loss, AD had some words of encouragement for his newest teammate.
Doing what's best for the team is being himself. Like, we know what comes with Russell Westbrook. He's going to push the ball. He's going to be tenacious on the defensive end. He's going to get in the paint. You know, he's going to find guys. And, you know, it's our job to continue to encourage him to be himself. And don't look for the pass all the time. You know, I kind of had that my first year, like, with LB. Like, okay, I don't want to shoot the ball too much. You know, but if you got good looks, and, you know, you got to take them shots and be aggressive. You know, we rather you be aggressive than, you know, be a little timid and not aggressive. So, you know, it's a learning, you know, experience for sure. You know, playing with me and LB. The good thing is, like, we all play different positions, so the ball's gonna be in his hands. We gotta get him comfortable in more pick and rolls and get him in some more post ups. You know, when smaller guys are guarding him, and let him get downhill where he's best. Russ is very hard on himself. And I told him today, I said, I think I'm 0-3 in my Lakers season openers. So, you know, it's game 1. You know, and the same way he's feeling right now, the same way I was feeling in my first year here. You know, I had a little reassurance from LB, and we were fine. So, you know, we'll be fine. You know, we'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. But, you know, we'll figure it out together as a team on the defensive end for sure.
I told Russ to go home and watch a comedy. You know, do something that can put a smile on his face. So hard on himself. I told him, don't be so hard on yourself. It's one game. I understand that the competitors, we're all competitors, and we all feel like when we don't play well or play it to our ability. So I completely understand that as well. So, but I just don't want him to be so hard on himself. You know, that was the one thing that I hopefully get through him or to him. Don't be so hard on himself. And like I said, you can go home, he's going to see 3 babies that he has. They might be asleep, but they will put a smile on his face. And he got a beautiful wife, family. So at the end of the day, you go home and then you really like, okay, all right, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So, but we do look forward to, you know, getting back in the film room, getting back on the floor on Thursday, seeing ways we can get better as a team, as individuals, and then getting back on the floor on Friday versus another tough test, another tough team in Phoenix. So.
Yeah, him more than anybody, it's going to be an adjustment period, right? He's coming into our culture, our system. He's the new guy, and you know, he's got to find his way, you know. And it's difficult to, when you're used to being, you know, the guy that has the ball most of the nights, to be able to, you know, play off of others like Bron and AD. So it's just a little bit different for him. You know, he's going to be great for us, but it's going to be an adjustment period.
2 things, guys, I love when it comes to the 3 of them that I think we've seen from day one. The trust, the respect for one another is there, but also the understanding of what it's going to take to come together. I loved hearing AD say that it was not easy for me to learn how to play alongside LeBron James initially, you know, and that understanding is there. But also the fact that we heard today, Dan, that Russ was back to being himself. How much of this is just a turn the page, let's move on?
Well, it has to be, because dwelling on it isn't going to do any good, right? I think a lot of what we're going to see from Russell Westbrook early in the season are going to be sort of sins of omission. I think he is afraid to step on toes at this point. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to play off of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, great players. But